I remember those arcade days, the thrill of landing that perfect jump and the sting of watching your last life evaporate. Ready to jump, dash, punch and scream, just one more try. Then strap in, because I'm diving headfirst with you into the pixel-pounding, button-mashing chaos of 13 absolutely fascinating modern arcade platformers that you must play right now. We aren't talking about coin-op classics here. These are fresh, stylish, sometimes brutally difficult masterpieces that crank charm and gameplay to 11. So let's hop into the wildest arcade-inspired playgrounds of the gaming world. Trust me, you'll be amazed at how nostalgia and cutting-edge design collide in these gems. Let's get started. Axiom Verge. Absolutely nothing prepares you for waking up in a metallic nightmare where ancient tech and mind-melting biology are roommates. But here we are, slipping into the lab coat of a confused scientist with a hole in his memory and a knack for blasting glitches into oblivion. What starts as a simple "where am I?" turns into a metaphysical Metroidvania, unraveling a cosmic conspiracy featuring alien AIs, clones, apocalyptic germs, and a really passive-aggressive talking head. As you start to peel back the rusty layers of this twisted biomechanical world, you're hit with the gut punch that you might be the villain, or at least one version of him. Gameplay, meanwhile, is a full-course retro feast. We're talking laser drills, glitch rays, decorrupting walls, and more weapon varieties than a mad scientist's Black Friday sale. The world begs to be explored, encouraging you to poke every pixel and vaporize every mutant pest crawling out of a Cronenberg daydream. You'll traverse twisted alien architecture, unlock dozens of upgrades, hack the very rules of reality, and feel like a cross between Metroid's Samus and Contra's Rambo cousin. It's eerie, brilliant, and absolutely dripping with secrets that taunt you long after the credits roll. This ain't nostalgia, it's evolution. Mega Man 11. He may be small, blue, and shaped like an action figure who's very good at jumping, but he's also packing enough firepower to melt a tank, and a willpower stronger than Dr. Wily's receding hairline. This modern revival sure cranks the difficulty, turns time into jelly, and lets you punch physics in the face with a double shot of science and sass. 1 minute you're zipping across laser-filled halls, the next you're slapping bouncing maniacs or acid-oozing nightmares into next week. The double gear system is a spicy mechanic that lets you either slow-mo your way through danger like a caffeine-fueled ninja or power up your shots until you're basically a one-man microwave. And when you hit critical health, you can go full-on last stand berserker mode. Just be prepared to pay the price, because this system isn't playing nice. Every level is a platforming playground of death, and every robot master brings a certain vibe, from disco-dancing ice lords to bomb-happy theater fanatics. And once you blast them to bits, you get their powers as a sweet parting gift. Trust me, this one feels less like a sequel and more like a high five to everything that made the series legendary. Rayman Legends. Sleeping for 100 years sounds like a sweet deal, unless your dreams start producing nightmare monsters and your friends get kidnapped by some darkly magical jazz band rejects. That's exactly what kicks off this whimsical, wildly imaginative romp through enchanted forests, fiery infernos, musical mayhem, and monster-infested food kingdoms. It's a world where punching evil in the face is not only encouraged, it's scored to the beat of a rock cover of Eye of the Tiger. Yes, that's a real thing here. You'll slide, leap, bounce and wall run your way through over 100 brilliantly animated levels that look like a Saturday morning cartoon had a sugar rush. Got friends? Drag them in for couch co-op chaos with up to 4 players, each one trying to collect lums, rescue teensies, and not fall off a ledge because someone jumped on your head. Oh, and Murphy, the helpful bug buddy, turns levels into touchscreen puzzles or button-tapping insanity depending on your platform of choice. Celeste. Anxiety's got hands, and in this beautifully brutal pixelated climb, it's not afraid to throw them. What looks like a charming mountain hike quickly transforms into a soul-punching platformer where you're dodging spikes, chasing jellyfish through dream space, and literally battling a darker version of yourself. Because mental health metaphors don't get more hands-on than this. You play as Madeline, a red-haired daredevil with a stubborn streak the size of Mount Everest, determined to summit Celeste Mountain and sort herself out along the way, even if her inner demons prefer she take a nap instead. The gameplay is pure precision-based heaven, or hell, depending on how sweaty your palms are, with tight controls, a mid-air dash, wall climbing, and a level design that balances challenge and flow like a yoga instructor on espresso. It'll chew you up and hug you after. But it never feels unfair. It's a game that wants you to win, even when it's yeeting you off a cliff for the 87th time. Assist mode ensures accessibility for all, while B-sides and C-sides dare the hardcore to cry in delight. The story is the heartbeat of the game. And trust me, once you reach the summit, it'll feel like your story too. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. A cursed swordsman, with a blade thirstier than a vampire at a blood bank, is your ticket into this deliciously brutal retro love letter to NES-era monster bashing. Everything's drenched in pixel perfection and brooding gothic flair. Think Castlevania 3, but with a side of revenge, demonic conspiracies, and a party system that makes Final Fantasy. You start with the broody Zangetsu, whose idea of therapy is slicing his way through Hellspawn. But the real magic begins when you start collecting misfit companions like Pokemon from a really dark timeline. There's whip-cracking Miriam, alchemist Alfred, who brings explosive book club energy, and Gebel, a vampire-ish fellow who turns into a literal bat, because why not? Each character handles differently, and swapping between them mid-stage adds a juicy layer of strategy. Can't make a jump? Use Miriam. Need firepower? Call Alfred. Want to feel cool? Fly as Gebel. But here's the kicker. If someone dies, they're gone for the rest of the level. Lose the wrong character, and suddenly your demon-slaying dream team becomes a limping disaster squad. Hollow Knight. Descending into the insect underworld with nothing but a nail and a heavy heart. That's how this somber, stylish adventure starts. And trust me, you'll be lost in its shadowy beauty long before you realize you haven't spoken to another human in hours. You're a silent little warrior with a head like a haunted light bulb, wandering through a dying kingdom that drips with lore, secrets, and sadness. The deeper you go, the weirder and more wonderful it gets. Talking beetles, tragic ghost kings, dream-eating parasites, and a sentient circus troupe. Yep, it's that kind of party. You'll wall jump through decaying tunnels, dash across spike pits like a possessed flea, and fight everything from giant maggot knights to lava barons who sneeze fire. You collect charms to tweak your build, spells to nuke enemies, and movement upgrades that turn backtracking into a dance. And oh, the bosses. Brutal ballet battles that test your reflexes, your patience, and your willingness to scream into a pillow. Ori, and the Will of the Wisps. A quiet forest guardian with eyes like stars and platforming skills that would make Mario weep. Yeah, that's just the beginning. This peaceful glide with your fluffy owl sibling turns into a jaw-dropping, emotionally devastating journey across a decaying forest full of sad frogs, haunted trees, and a mutant owl that looks like it crawled out of a Tim Burton fever dream. The heart of this game is simple. Find your lost sister, mend the broken world, and maybe cry a little in the process. Okay, maybe cry a lot. Every jump, dash, and grapple is a dance move you didn't know you could master. The shard system gives you that build-your-own-spirit ninja energy. And the melee combat, crispier than forest-fried mushrooms. You're constantly unlocking new tricks, double jumps, wall climbs, spirit spears, and backtracking becomes a reward, not a chore. Boss fights are cinematic chaos, chase scenes are adrenaline shot into your eyeballs, and the platforming puzzles are more satisfying than popping bubble wrap. Dead cells. Waking up in a dungeon as a sentient blob that flings itself into a headless corpse to start your day. Yeah, welcome to your new fitness routine, except the cardio is combat, and the reset button is death. This is a place where every step forward is earned through blood, reflexes, and sometimes a bit of desperate button mashing while screaming, "Why is that bird on fire?" You play as the prisoner, a slimy little enigma who's not here to make friends. He's here to kill the king, and probably die trying. A lot. What makes this masterpiece tick isn't just its roguelike permadeath loop, it's the silky combat. Every weapon combo, dodge roll and mid-air slam is smooth as butter on lava. You'll discover blueprints, collect cells like candy, upgrade traps, mutate your loadout, and reforge your gear until your flaming whip synergizes with bleeding arrows and deployable turrets that shoot lightning squirrels. Not really, but close. With procedurally generated levels, branching paths, secret runes, cursed treasure chests, and time doors that punish indecision, it keeps you coming back like a masochistic speedrunner on espresso.
Guilt, repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind.
Blasphemous. You ever swing a sword so sorrowfully sharp, it literally feeds on your guilt? That's just a Tuesday in this beautifully blasphemous pilgrimage through a land where religion, body horror, and platforming meet in a church and scream. You play as the penitent one, a mute knight with a pointy hat tall enough to pick up satellite channels, on a mission to punish himself by punishing everything else first. The land of Civistodia is equal parts Spanish Catholic nightmare fuel and dark fantasy fever dream, dripping with twisted iconography, tortured saints, and dialogue so heavy it makes Dante's Inferno sound like a bedtime story. Tight swordplay and parry-based combat mean you'll be timing your strikes like a solemn metronome of murder. Fervor builds as you fight, fueling devastating spells that turn piety into pixelated pain. Every enemy is a grotesque sermon in suffering, and every boss is a divine test of your reflexes and maybe your sanity. Exploration brings upgrades, hidden relics, haunted side quests, and the occasional angel baby trapped in a birdcage. You're supposed to free those, promise. Cuphead. When you're a walking teacup with jazz in your step and a gambling problem that lands you in a soul-collecting contract with the literal devil, you know things are about to get bouncy. This visual fever dream lets you and your trusty brother Mugman bounce, blast, and parry your way through a world where everything's got big eyes, angry eyebrows, and absolutely zero chill. From boxing frogs running a casino boat to candy queens flinging jelly beans like bullets, the bosses are as animated, literally, as your suffering. It's run and gun mayhem mixed with the most elaborately designed boss fights ever hand-drawn by someone who clearly hates your thumbs. You've got to time parries on pink things, charge your supers, swap out charms and weapons like a caffeinated loadout commander, and stay alive long enough to memorize every frame of a boss's attack pattern. The levels are gorgeous, the soundtrack is smoother than velvet dipped in saxophone, and every death is a learning experience that usually ends with you yelling at a dancing flower or haunted puppet show. Sonic Mania. There's fast, and then there's blink, and you're halfway across the screen collecting rings while a firework robot explodes behind you fast. This retro blast of platforming perfection throws you headlong into a 16-bit fever dream that somehow manages to out-Sonic even Sonic. It's a glorious remix of the Blue Blur's Genesis-era greatness, where every level is either a love letter to the classics or a brand new zone designed to melt your face with speed, spikes, and screen-shattering style. You're not alone in this pixelated time warp. Tails is back with his adorable infinite flight hack, and Knuckles glides in like a roided-out sugar glider. Each character offers their own routes through the zones, making exploration almost as satisfying as zipping through loop-de-loops like a caffeinated racetrack junkie. There's drop dashing, elemental shields, chaotic bosses, UFO chasing special stages, and even a bonus minigame that turns Sonic into a 90s puzzle warrior.
With the statuesque poise of the old gods.
¡Juan, la puerta!
Guacamelee 2. Nothing like saving the multiverse while suplexing skeletons and uppercutting demons in the face with a flaming rooster fist, right? You return as Juan Aguacate, now a dad with a dad bod, reluctantly pulled from Guacamelee-induced retirement to once again body slam evil across timeline. This time, the stakes are way bigger. Salvador, a corrupted luchador from an alternate dimension, is trying to harness the power of the sacred Guacamelee, yes, that's canon, to rewrite all of existence. Naturally, that means it's time to trade in your apron for a mask and dive fist first into the cosmic madness. Every punch, dash, and pile driver is not only glorious in combat, but also crucial for traversal. Need to reach that high ledge, rooster uppercut it. Need to smash through a barrier, frog slam it. Need to crawl through a pipe, turn into a chicken and karate kick your way through like a furious feathered missile. The game doubles down on everything. More abilities, more colors, more absurdity, and yes, the chicken form now has a full-on moveset that turns your poultry side hustle into a legit kung fu chicken simulator.
Dr. Fetus attacked them! And kidnapped Nugget!
Super Meat Boy Forever. If your idea of a relaxing afternoon is slamming into Sawblade, drop-kicking mutant brains, and rewinding time because a squirrel exploded on a button that destroyed the multiverse, then welcome home. This chaotic sequel throws you straight into a meaty mess of auto-running madness, where every jump, wall slide, and mid-air punch is a dance of desperation. Apart from just saving your kidnapped kid, you're chasing through worlds built to kill you, one perfectly placed spike at a time. And with levels built from shuffled designer-crafted chunks, no two runs feel the same, except for the part where you scream, "I was right there." Gameplay's been flipped into an auto-runner format, meaning no stopping, no turning, just pure precision madness. 2 buttons, that's all you get. But oh, the carnage you can cause with just 2 buttons. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl return with punches, wall smashes, and the kind of love story only possible through shared trauma and gallons of virtual blood. Oh, and you can punch as a chicken nugget's parent, so yeah, it's deep. And there you have it, 13 modern arcade platformers that have punched, jumped, and glitch-dashed their way into our pixel-loving hearts. These games may draw their roots from retro greatness, but they've added enough modern spice to make each run unforgettable. There's something here that'll light up your platforming soul. So next time you need that adrenaline rush, skip the nostalgia filter and boot up one of these modern masterpieces. Your inner arcade warrior will thank you. Now go, there are bosses to bash.